Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with this report claiming that manager Xavi is likely to leave some two veteran players unregistered ahead of Getafe clash on Sunday. Who are those two players? We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, in this episode, talking about Abde Ezalzuli as the player have continued to push offers away as he wants to stay at Barcelona, as he believes that he will have game time this season. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. With Barcelona set to kick off the defense of their Liga title on Sunday against Getafe, they are yet to take care of the player registrations. At the moment, the Blaugrana have only 12 players registered with La Liga, of which Ousmane Dembele will be out of the club imminently. The La Liga champions are yet to register any of their new signings as well as the players who sign new contracts, something that they must address before the kickoff at the Coliseum Alfonso Perez on Sunday. As such, the Catalan Giants are waiting on an income from the German investors who will be buying a 16% stake in Barca Studios. So let's talk about the hiccups in that economic lever. The deal with German fund Libero was for 60 million euros in exchange for 16% shares in Barca Studios, with the shares coming from the 24.5% owned by Orpheus Media and Socios.com, 8% each, owing to the latter two delaying installments payment. However, according to Mundo Deportivo, despite there being a total agreement there with Barca and Libero for a 16% stake in the asset, the two parties agreed earlier today that for now only trade of 5% shares will be executed today in exchange for 20 million euros. The remaining 11% stake will be sold for 40 million euros to the same company, but the payment would be made before the transfer window closes and not right away. Of course, consequently, with Barca having 20 million euros instead of 60, expected they will not be able to complete all of those registrations ahead of the weekend's game, despite the income from Franquisier and Dembele sales. The report states that Barcelona will be able to register most of the unregistered stars, but not all, and the decision will be up to manager Xavi Hernandez. And as per the report, the 43-year-old tactician is likely to leave out new signing Inigo Martinez and fellow veteran star Marco Alonso from the registration list for the time being. The plan is to register players who are key to the team, and as such, Ronald Araujo, who signed a new contract over a year ago, will be prioritized along with captain Sergio Roberto, backup goalkeeper Iñaki Pena, and first choice left back Alejandro Bade. Meanwhile, new signings Ilkay Gundogan, Oriol Romero will also be registered by Barca, but Martinez, who is currently injured and cannot play for some more time, will be left out. Alonso is not a guaranteed starter, and with Bade the preferred option at left back, Xavi would be open to leaving the veteran defender off the registration list temporarily. Of course, La Liga kicks off for Barcelona on Sunday when we play away from home against Getafe, and it's really disturbing that player registration is still not fully sorted out, as Barca have taken it now as a habit to wait until when we are driving so close to the league, then we start talking about Barca will try to register this man or they will not register this man, and this makes some grudges in the background from some of these players, let's be honest. Yeah, especially the new signings who just come and they are not registered, they are not eligible to play La Liga games. as Barcelona are desperate to get things right, which shows the mess that this club has been into for a long time. You know, so this report just tried to say Barca or Xavi Hernandez will be the one to decide majority of the players who wants to be registered and stuff like that, because what Barca have at hand right now, it is being reported that they won't be able to register all their players. Of course, they already wanted to do that, but their hands will be tied as Xavi will eliminate two adults, or let me say two veterans. And talking about Inigo Martinez and Marcos Alonso, of course, Inigo Martinez have been injured since coming, so I think that will be an okay decision. As even if he was available, I don't think Inigo Martinez could have featured. For Alonso's own case, of course, it's just something logical because we have Bade there, and Javi thinks that at least for the time being, he should be rested. So let's see how it's gonna be. Let's see how La Liga starts for us. I hope we start with a bang. We hope we start with a good way to try to win the game. Nothing like a draw or a loss. We just want the win. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barca winger Abde El has informed the management and Javi that he intends to fight for his place at the club, and despite having numerous offers on the table, he has decided to stay in Barcelona. According to a recent report, it was only a few days ago that it had been reported that Abde El did not rule out a change in scenery, casting doubts over his Barca future. As it turns out, the 21-year-old Moroccan, whose market value currently is 15 million euros, has decided to stay put after all, which comes as good news for Barca since Ousmane Dembélé will no longer be part of the team. On a personal level, Abde, who spent the previous season on loan at Osasuna, is extremely pleased with how the pre-season friendlies went about. The young winger is aware that he has fulfilled Xavi's expectations and there is absolutely no point in leaving Barca now. From the management's point of view, Abde's contribution to pre-season as well as against Tottenham at the Joan Gamper was just so remarkable. They have been particularly impressed by the player's speed and technical awareness too. It is true, that before the beginning of pre-season tour, Abde was the subject of all kinds of transfer links. In fact, the 21-year-old was said to be keenly interested in moving to Real Betis. At the same time, he also had proposals from other La Liga teams as well as clubs from the Premier League and the Bundesliga. Back then, Barca were in dire of capital influx and they might have invited the offers if there was not anything concrete. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.